I don't just talk about other people's stuff, I also make my own. Books in particular. To date, I have 4 books you can check out on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and the short story collection Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Hop on down to the description for Amazon links to all 4 books. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and unlike my usual collectible videos, I'm just going to do a very quick, unscripted, off-the-cuff thing with these guys because there's not much to talk about in terms of things like articulation or anything, as these particular collectibles are a little bit different. So, what you're looking at here are things from the Bam Presto Stagement series, the Tokusatsu Stagement series, which is something they've done that's, well, it's a little bit different from the usual collectibles I've looked at in the past. The reason I'm looking at these is because I just happened to find them by chance. I actually was in Books A Million and I found these two right here, they're for relatively good prices. Wasn't expecting to find them. However, Stagement Things comes in sets of 3s, so I looked online, found the 3rd piece, and decided to wait until I had all 3 of them in order to give you the full assessment. So, as you can tell from the size of my hand next to them, these guys are relatively small. But I've reviewed small things before. So, what exactly are we looking at here? The Tokusatsu Stagement series basically is something that they do in sets of 3s where you have the character and a base, and once you have all 3 of the pieces, you can arrange them to recreate a scene from a particular Tokusatsu series. In this case, this is a set from ULTRAMAN TIGA, the series which aired in 1995, which was the relaunch of the Ultra series for the Heisei period. And that seems to be the main area that the Stagement series are focusing on so far. It's Tiga, Dyna, and Gaia, I believe. I don't think they've branched out beyond that, at least as far as things that are available in the States. And this is from episode 49, in which the series kinda sorta crosses over with the original Ultraman. Hence why you have Tiga, the original Ultraman, and Yanakargi. I believe that's how you pronounce his name anyway. So, I had to get this set, right? It's the best of both worlds. I'm really enjoying Ultraman Tiga. I, of course, like the original Ultraman, so this is the set that gets both of those series in one go. Now, as you can see, we have our 3 pieces here, and assembly is relatively easy. I mean, look, they usually come apart like this, where you have the character and he can't really stand on his own, as you can see, but he fits onto the base relatively easy because he's got the holes in his feet and there are pegs there, and it's easy. Yanakargi actually had the most assembly because his tail comes as a separate piece, though it snaps in easily enough. Plus, he came with this little display plaque, and this part right here is actually a sticker you gotta apply to commemorate which episode it is. I applied it as straight as I could. But anyway, in terms of detail, because these guys don't move, but the detail is relatively good. Despite being so small, to give you a sense, actually, they scale relatively well to other minis that I've reviewed recently, like the Playmates Monsterverse minis or the Bandai USA minis. Not that they are exact, of course, but that should give you a better sense of scale. But in terms of detail, they all look good. I mean, it's a full 360 view. The actual characters themselves are painted as accurately as they can be. The scenery, of course, has its nice little area where it recreates that classic Tokusatsu feel of having sort of a wrestling ring, if you will, with a flat area in between. And overall, yeah, looks good. But the thing is, I've been showing you them separately at this point. The idea is that you're supposed to put them together and you can recreate the scene. Now, other stagement things that I've seen usually have it so that the characters are, if you will, cheating to the camera. And it's laid out in a way that's sort of panoramic, and if you were to view it from just one scene, you would get the whole effect. I'm putting up some images right here so you can get an idea. But this particular set is a little different because when you put them together, well, I'll just show you. They fit together like this. They don't click, they just sort of rest there. And as you can see, rather than being laid out in a line, it's more accurately described as a cluster, where the characters are all just sort of facing a point in the center, which is how the scene is laid out, of course. But at the same time, that does mean that there's no real way to set this up where you can see all of the characters clearly at once. So for this particular set, you need a place where you can have the characters in an area where you can basically go all the way around in order to see them properly. It still looks neat. I'm not going to say that it's a bad set, certainly, but display will be a bit of an issue for this particular one because of how these things are laid out. But even so, I mean, it's a really neat set. It recreates an iconic scene from ULTRAMAN TIGA, and detail overall looks really good. And that's about all I can really say about it, so I'll just end it there. If you happen to find one of these and you think the price is right and you really like that particular Ultra series it represents, it's not bad. Just make sure you got a good place to display it and really think about this one in particular, because, like I said, you can only view it from so many different directions and have it still look good. But anyway, those are just my very, very quick thoughts. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.
Congratulations, you reached the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to consider supporting us on Patreon. Of course, the other way to support us is to go to Amazon and check out our books: Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, Emerald of Maddox City, and Assorted Absurdities, Tales of Kaiju Punk and Other Genres. Also check the description for links to DeviantArt and other platforms we operate. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.